Bangladesh develops a digital Hajj management to lessen harassment for pilgrims, says PM. Rice price still soaring in peak borrow season despite drives against holders. Government playing role behind commodity price hike to make quick money, alleges Fukru. Assalamu alaikum. This is Nusrat Islam welcoming you all to Evening News. You have just had the headlines. Now let's move on to the details. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina today inaugurated the Hajj program 2022 as the first Hajj flight from Bangladesh is scheduled to depart next Sunday. The Premier virtually opened the program at the Hajj camp in the capital's Ashkona, mentioning that her government has developed the Hajj management using modern technology. She asked the pilgrims to abide by the rules and laws of Saudi Arabia while performing their Hajj rituals there. Sheikh Hasina also called upon the Hajj pilgrims to pray for Bangladesh so that the country and its people can get decent lives.
আজকে ডিজিটাল পদ্ধতিতে অর্থাৎ ই-হজ ব্যবস্থা প্রবর্তন করা হয়েছে, যার ফলে পূর্বে যেমন হাজিদের কষ্ট হতো এখন আর সেই কষ্ট হয় না। রুট টু মাক্কা ইনিশিয়েটিভ এর আওতায় আমরা আমাদের হজ ব্যবস্থাপনাকে আরও প্রযুক্তি সম্পন্ন করতে সক্ষম হয়েছি। ইমিগ্রেশন ঢাকায় হয়ে যায়, সেখানে কোনো হয়রানি হয় না। আমাদের নিজস্ব বিমান আমরা ক্রয় করেছি এবং ডেডিকেটেড বিমান সার্ভিস দেওয়া হচ্ছে। কাজে সেভাবে আমরা মনে করি যথাযথভাবে আমরা হজ ব্যবস্থাপনা অনেক উন্নতি করতে পেরেছি।
Varieties of rice are still selling across the capital markets with a high price, despite the government drives against rice holders in peak borrow season. The traders said mill owners had raised the price of rice, which was why they were also having to sell rice at a higher price. Customers said the price of rice had increased by Taka 5 to 6 per kg. The price of rice has been on the rise for the past 2 weeks. Other commodity prices are still soaring in the market. Even poor people's anchor dal is getting pricier. The dal's price has increased Taka 10 per kg.
5-7 দিন আগে যে দামে আনছে ওই দামে চায় 5-6 টাকা প্রতি কেজি দিতে পারছে।
আমাদের কেন সবচেয়ে কষ্ট হলো গরিব মানুষদের। ভাত তো আমরাও খাই, তারাও খায়, কিন্তু এরা তো ভাতের উপর বেশি নির্ভরশীল।
সারা বিশ্বে মনে করেন দাম বাড়ছে, ঠিক আছে, ওরা দাম বাড়াইছে হয়তো মনে করেন পার কেজিতে 2 টাকা বাড়ছে, ঠিক ওই অনুযায়ী ওরা বাড়াইছে, কিন্তু বাংলাদেশ এটারে মনে করেন 2 টাকা বাড়ছে, এটার লাগে আরও হেরা 10 টাকা অ্যাড করছে। এটা হচ্ছে মেইন সমস্যা।
The government authorities raided wholesale rice markets in Dhaka and elsewhere in the country over the sudden hike in the price of rice. As the news of their arrival spread in the market, most of the wholesalers ran away from their warehouses. Most of the shops did not have a price list, receipts or vouchers and had been fined. The agencies had found that the mill owners and wholesalers had been conspiring to increase the price of rice. The authorities said they would take action against those who had fled the market and hoarding the rice. BNP Secretary General Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir has alleged that an artificial crisis over rice and food grains has been created to raise prices in the market and make quick money, adding that the government is playing a role in this. He said this while addressing a discussion arranged by Jatiyo Ganotantrik Party GAGPA at National Press Club today. The BNP leader also said the prices of food grains are increasing now again and people are going through immense sufferings. Fakhrul asked the ruling party to take a lesson from the famine in 1974 and take effective steps. Fakhrul urged the government to return to the democratic system to avoid possible public wrath, restore people's rights, stop killings, and release Begum Khaleda Zia unconditionally.
নিজে স্বীকার করছেন যে সিন্ডিকেটটা দাম বাড়াচ্ছে, তো তুমি আছো কেন? বড় বড় কর্পোরেটগুলো তারা এত বেশি করে আপনার চাল কিনছে যেন চালের দাম বেড়ে যাচ্ছে। সরকারের প্রশ্রয় ছাড়া, সরকারের মদত ছাড়া কখনোই এটা করা সম্ভব হয় না। কারসাজি শুধু নয়, সরকারের সরাসরি সম্পৃক্ততা আজকে দ্রব্যমূল্যের বৃদ্ধি করেছে, আজকে চালের দাম বৃদ্ধি করেছে।
The entry test to business studies of Dhaka University for the academic session 2021-2022 was held in all divisional cities across Bangladesh today. The exam started at 11 a.m. It continued till 12:30 p.m. at 8 universities in the divisional cities. The admission test for this academic session started with a test of GAW unit today. More than 30,000 students have filed applications for 930 seats. Dhaka University Vice Chancellor Professor Dr. Akhtaruzzaman, among others, visited the examination center at the Faculty of Business Studies building. Dhaka has urged Washington to give preferential market access of Bangladeshi products to the U.S. market and funding from its International Development Finance Corporation for infrastructural development in Bangladesh. Bangladesh made the request during the second high-level economic consultation between the two countries held on Thursday in Washington, D.C. The State Minister for Foreign Affairs Shahriar Alam, the Prime Minister's advisor Salman F. Rahman, and U.S. State Department Under Secretary for Economic Growth Joseph Fernandez co-chaired the day-long meeting. British Queen Elizabeth II's Platinum Jubilee was celebrated also in Bangladesh's Molovi Bazar. The celebration was held at Grand Sultan Tea Resort and Golf in Molovi Bazar last night. UK High Commissioner to Bangladesh Robert Dixon cut cake to celebrate the event. A documentary of Queen Elizabeth was displayed at the event. Queen Commonwealth Trust and Young Commonwealth leader Sidratul Muntaha organized the event. International news. U.S. President Joe Biden has delivered an impassioned plea to Congress to act on gun control. In an address to the nation Thursday night, he called on lawmakers to restore limits on the sale of assault-style weapons.
Repeal the immunity that protects gun manufacturers from liability. Address the mental health crisis, deepening the trauma of gun violence and as a consequence of that violence. These are rational, common sense measures. Here's what it all means. It all means this. We should reinstate the assault weapons ban on high-capacity magazines that we passed in 1994 with bipartisan support in Congress and the support of law enforcement.
Turkey will be known as Turkiye at the United Nations from now on, after it agreed to a formal request from Ankara. Several international bodies will be asked to make the name change as part of a rebranding campaign launched by the Turkish president late last year. Turkiye is the best representation and expression of the Turkish people's culture, civilization and values, Erdogan said in December. The UN says it made the change as soon as it received the request this week. Most Turks already know their country as Turkiye. Now football. Ricardo Horta struck on his first Portugal appearance in almost 8 years as they drew with Spain in their Nations League opener in Sevilla. Spain's Alvaro Morata scored the opening goal. Horta came off the bench and tucked home Cancelo's cross. It is almost 10 years since this fixture was won by either side, with the last 5 meetings all draws. Jordi Alba should have won the game for Spain when he headed wide from 8 yards out. Belgium will face Netherlands, France to Denmark, and Croatia to Austria in the league tonight. Before ending, let's have a look on the headlines once again. Bangladesh develops a digital Hajj initiative to lessen harassment for pilgrims, says the PM. Rice price still soaring in peak bar season despite drives against holders. Government playing role behind commodity price hike to make quick money, alleges Fokrul. And that's all from the newsroom for now. To know updates, videos of this bulletin, visit our website www.ntvbd.com. Besides, visit our YouTube and verified Facebook page for updates over NTV's all popular programs and bulletins. Our next bulletin, Shondhar Khabor, will be aired in Bangla at 7:30 p.m. Thank you for being with us. Have a good time.